Hello BookTube! Welcome to Lizzie Faye Loves Books. I'm Elizabeth and this is my BookTube Newbie Tag. Now I posted my intro video last week and I've posted a few book hauls since then too, but I thought I would get the newbie book tag out of the way before I jump into any other BookTube adventures. So the first question, why did you start this channel? Well, it's to have a place to talk about books because a lot of my friends don't read the same thing I do, or they don't always want to talk about it or hear about it, and I'm the type of person who, when I'm in a conversation, I have a hard time staying quiet for very long. So I've been watching BookTube since January and I just couldn't keep quiet any longer. I had to jump in. Question 2, what are some fun things that you can bring to BookTube? Well, my age difference would be the obvious one, so it's fine. You younger kids can feel free to laugh at me when I say something antiquated. My daughter does all the time. Now, as a result of the age difference, though, I think that I can bring a different perspective to BookTube. I'm going to be talking about a lot of the same books that you read. Because of BookTube, I've read some of the very newest books that I wouldn't have known otherwise. But on the other hand, I will be talking about books that are written for primarily older women, like my age and older, and perhaps there are some of you from that age group who know that BookTube is out here, but you haven't found very many people who talk about books that you like to read. So I hope that I can fill a void there and talk about some different stuff that you might not have heard about on BookTube before. Meanwhile, I hope you younger guys will stay tuned because you might actually hear about something that you don't know about, and you might really like to read it too. Since I read a variety of genres, I will try to label each video and break it up so that there are different genres on different videos. And also, because I surround myself with a lot of bookish activities, like running book sales at my public library, managing a little free library, volunteering at our school library, and participating in a book club, I would like to think that I can speak intelligently about a lot of different genres and interests. So I hope you will continue to stay with me and subscribe. What are you most excited about for this channel? Well, I have some fun ideas for some brand new tags that I am working on. So if you would like to know about those, then be sure you subscribe and comment to me, and then we can get to be BookTube friends. Then when I introduce these new tags, then I'll be likely to tag you because I'm already going to know you. So question 4, why do you love reading? Well, why do you love eating? Food nourishes the body, reading nourishes the brain. I read for entertainment, I read for learning, I read for excitement, I read to better myself. I remember as a young girl when my mother would come in and read to me, she introduced me to a love of books because she loved to read. And when she would go away to her teacher conference every August, she would usually bring me back a little house book, and eventually I collected all of those. So that was really some of my early reading that got me into reading. And here's my original set right here. Do I have a question for BookTubers? Well, my biggest questions revolve around technology. Because I'm 50 years old, I did not grow up with all of this technology that you guys today are growing up with. I'm from a little town in a rural area, so we didn't get anything first. And it was the year after I graduated from high school that our school got computers. But I have, obviously learned how to upload a video, but I don't know how to put graphics on top of, titles and graphics on top of my thumbnail pictures. And I don't know how to make the book appear right here while I am talking about it. So there's things like that that I need to learn, and those would be the questions I would ask. If you think you can tell me how to do it in a few words that I can understand in the comments, please feel free to try, because I would really like to know how to do these things. So what series got me into reading? Well, certainly the Little House books have factored into things in a big way. So also Nancy Drew books were a big part of my young reading life. However, the very first chapter book series that I can recall is one that you probably have never heard of. And when I was in the 3rd grade, I remember my mom and I were down in my 3rd grade classroom talking to my teacher, Mrs. Miller, about my school situation because my grades were slipping a little bit. And I think Miss Miller thought maybe I was getting a little bit bored because I had read everything in her classroom library shelf. And so she said to my mother, as she pointed over to another corner of the room and said, I think she might be ready to read those. Well, I had never noticed these before because they looked like this. And I looked over at them and remember thinking, what? I can't read those. Those are huge. So I did take one home and I really enjoyed it. And this was my first experience reading chapter books. These are the Happy Hollisters by Jerry West. The first one was published in 1953, and I've been able to collect some of these by looking in antique stores, and I occasionally find one at a book sale, but it's pretty rare. I have even found two that still have their dust jackets. But I wasn't necessarily looking for dust jackets because my teacher had just the plain red covers and with no dust jackets, and so the nostalgia of it for me was just in those nice plain red books. I introduced them to my youngest daughter, who's now 11, back several years ago when she was first getting into chapter books, and she read a couple of them and really enjoyed them too. So that really made me feel good that she would enjoy something that I remember fondly from my childhood. And I think these are something that I would like to reread too at some point. Number 7. What challenges do you think would be the hardest to overcome on BookTube? Well, besides the obvious for me, which is technology, finding time once school starts back will be challenging. I'm a substitute teacher and I sub usually 2 to 3 days per week, plus I have 1 day a week at my theme park job, and besides that I also work, some every week at the library getting ready for the next book sale, and I'm also involved in church activities. Of course, there are my responsibilities as a wife and mother. So booktubing is definitely something that I want to make time for, but I don't know how much time I'll have once school starts back. So I'm really glad that I started in the summer so that I have a little more time to get the hang of things. So that's all of the newbie questions. Now, I know usually people don't tag other people with the newbie tag because you don't always know who else is new until they do the newbie tag. But I have found 2 people that have been booktubing just within the last couple months that have not done the newbie tag. At least they haven't posted one. So I want to tag them. The first one is the reader Rick Pfleeger. He was the second person to subscribe to my channel. So he did an intro video, but I haven't seen him do a newbie tag. He is a lot of fun. You need to check out his site. I will link it down below. He's just a bundle of energy and a lot of fun. So Rick, tag you're it. And the second person I want to tag is Rachel of Louise Atkin. She just seems like the sweetest girl in the world and is from the UK somewhere, I think, and has a beautiful accent. She's got just a few videos out so far, and I'm looking forward to more. She did an intro, but not the newbie tag, so I hope that she will do this. I hope you will visit her channel, and I hope you guys will do the newbie tag, and if you don't want to, it's okay. As far as myself, some upcoming videos that I am planning. I was just recently tagged to do the Sisterhood of the World Vloggers tag by Tiffany of TheCraftyHome. So thank you, Tiffany, for that, and I will be doing that very soon. And I also have part 3 of my June book haul, which is just about to be uploaded, and I hope you'll just bear with me. I had to get one more book haul out of the way for June. And if you are interested in hearing more about these new book tags that I mentioned earlier in this video, then subscribe to me and you can say that you saw it here first. So come back soon. I hope you'll subscribe, read a good book, and God bless you.